Welcome to Native Bidaské, Native News Online's weekly spotlight on the people making news and leading change in Indian country.
Welcome to a special edition of Native Bidaské. We have with us in the studio Leonard Peltier. Now, Leonard Peltier, most of you know, citizen of the Turtle Mountain Chippewa Indians. He's celebrating his first birthday away from prison after nearly 50 years. So in 1977, he was convicted and sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms for the deaths of 2 FBI agents during a 1975 shootout on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation in South Dakota, a case that has since become one of the most controversial in American legal history. On his last day of office, President Joe Biden granted Peltier a presidential commutation. Peltier was released on February 18th from the federal prison in Florida and flown to North Dakota. He's confined to his home on the Turtle Mountain Reservation. Today, we have Leonard in the studio with us and wish him a happy birthday. Welcome to Native Bidaské, Leonard, and happy birthday. How are you today?
I'm doing all right, feeling pretty good. I got up feeling I got up feeling pretty good. My legs weren't hurting that much, so I started exercising my legs and stuff this morning. Very little pain. I fell about a month and a half ago, 2 months, and I broke both legs. And,
Oh no!
Yeah, well, ankles actually, and they're healing up real good. They were not that bad of a fraction, but it was not enough to put me in a cast, so they put me in boots instead, and they're healing up pretty good. This morning they felt real good, so I was feeling pretty good this morning.
Well, Leonard, how old are you today?
81.
81.
Yep.
81. Young. Years young. That's great. That's great.
I think I'm, according to the doctors, I have a pretty strong body, and I should live another 20 years. They're saying I got a few problems that are treatable, and we're working on trying to get them treated. One is I lost 80% of my vision, but some hospitals are saying it's treatable, and so we're going through them, and we're trying to go through Medicare to handle most of it, but some people are saying now you can't wait too long because it might become permanent. So they're raising funds to help pay for it if we have to pay for it up front. So that's a good thing that's happening. People are still taking care of me. You know?
Well, that's great news. Are you doing anything special for your birthday? A birthday cake or?
Well, they're supposed to be having a couple, 2, 3 different birthday cakes, I believe, and they're going to have a little party here for me. First one in my life. In fact, I've never had a birthday party.
Well, you deserve one. You deserve a birthday party.
So, I'm kind of excited about it. I feel excited about it, and I'm looking see what happens.
Well, good. I hope you have fun. Hey, I do have a question. Now that you're out, you're no longer incarcerated in prison. What have you discovered, like a modern day convenience that you really like? Is there something?
After spending 50 years in one of them cages, of course, when you come out, everything is different. Technology, the way people dress, the way food they eat, and that's all different to me. And because of my eyesight, I'm not really learning a lot of this stuff yet, but I hope I will be. I'm sure I will be, and a lot of the stuff is new, of course. Amazing, though. It's really amazing. This iPhone's really got me amazed. And now this Zoom here, this is awesome. So I can sit there and look at myself and go, you are an old man. I tell you.
That's funny. Hey, what about a microwave? You know how to use a microwave?
Well, we got to use them in prison. So
Oh, you did? Oh, so you're okay. Okay, that's good. Yeah, things have changed quite a bit. And
Yeah, yeah, it's changed. I kind of like it myself. Some of it. Some people are complaining about it, but I don't know. Some of the stuff I kind of like. I kind of like 'em. So
well, you
it's
you
not all negative to me anyway. Yeah.
yeah. Well, you were incarcerated for almost 50 years, and now that you're out, are you like writing a book, or what are you doing these days?
Well, I was going to get started on my own biography, and I wrote a couple of books before.
Yes.
One with Peter Matheson, In the Spirit of Great Yours. It was one of the highest sued books in the history of literature. Uh, the government, the FBI, the governor of South Dakota and the FBI tried everything they could to censor it. Uh, it took us 8.5 years to defeat them in a courtroom because I agreed with, and we agreed with Peter Matheson, one of the top authors of the United States, that everything we put in there would be accurate, and we had evidence to prove it. There was a lot more, but we didn't quite have the evidence to prove it fully, and so we didn't use it. We didn't use it in the book, but it cost us $2.5 million, and we still kicked. And we actually made new law on literature law with it. But today, this book is again coming uh, up to be a number one bestseller. And then I wrote again. I wrote a book called Prison Writings: My Life as My Sundance, and that's done very well throughout the years. It is also is back up to number one bestseller on Amazon.com, native section, and it's doing very well again. And I planned on doing an autobiography of how it felt, what I went through, and then how it felt when I walked out the door, and how I'm feeling today, and stuff like this. But then this problem with my eyes happened, and so that's put on hold. Same as my artwork. I'm an artist by trade now. I've been painting for probably 60 years, and people like my work and claim I'm very good. Uh, so I got about 80 paintings that was saved for me by my son, and so they're putting on some major art shows for me in New York and stuff. So they uh, they will become very valuable. And I got some prints. I'm selling some prints for them. So I got enough to hold me over for a minute, but I need to get my eyes fixed, and we're saving any kind of capital that we might raise for that, because without that, I don't have any career, or I can't really. People tell me, all you have to do is just throw some paint on a canvas. And I said, well, to me, that's not art. So I want to be able to paint again, paint what I've done in the past and continue to do. So that's where I'm at right now on this. The people have bought me. The people now, not the tribes or the government, have bought me a pretty nice little home here. It's a really nice little home, and I got 3 acres. The tribe did give me 3 acres, but I had 16 acres on another part of on the nation, uh, about 5 miles or so from here. So uh, I was I got a place to live. This house was bought to me by people pitching in and everything like this, and uh, so it's nice and comfortable. It's pretty nice. They bought me a car, and I was not allowed to have. I was only allowed to have so many visitors a day, and so many at a time, and they had to leave at a certain hour. It was basically prison rules of visitation, and they're kind of easing up on that now, because they realize that I'm not a drug addict, I'm not a drunk, I'm not a pervert, so they don't have any justification for doing that, because some of them real restrictive policies they had me under are starting to ease up now. I can't travel 100 miles over the past the reservation lines, borders. If I go to the store or go pick up my mail, I got to call my parole officer or handler, I call her, and tell her I'm going to the post office. Then when I get back, I got to tell her I'm back home. And that's still some of my restrictions, but it's a million times better than a prison cell. So I'm coping with it, but then we're getting ready to file in the court in the courts because these restrictions and
I can imagine.
and the violations that they use to keep me in prison or whatever are constitutional violations. And I've been exonerated really from my crimes or so-called crimes. I didn't commit no crime, but I've been exonerated at least 14 times. I was even exonerated by the prosecutors and FBI, the regional director of the FBI, and hundreds Congress and senators and world leaders, the popes. I mean, just a worldwide, broad group of people from all around the world, like I said, and it took me all these times. And the thing is, they say 49 years and 2 months straight, but I actually had more time than that. They forced me to work in the factory, which it's supposed to be only for certain people, certain prisoners, but they forced me in there because I didn't want to work for the government. And the warden told me, listen, come to work here, Leonard, because you know what they're trying to do. They're trying to send you back to Marion. And come to work here, I'll give you any job in the factory here. But, Leonard, he said, you will make good time. So I have five years of good time just from that alone. So you add that to the 49.
Already on that.
I mean, it adds up. I had more time than 49 years in prison by policies, by laws. So I'm going to try to get all that stuff back. You know.
Well, keep us posted. We'll cover it in Native News Online. And going back to those restrictions and the number of people, I don't know if they know how large some of our families are in Indian country. We have big families.
Big families all over. It's not just one reservation either. I have to get a pass. Like say, I got kids and grandchildren on
Sure.
Pine Ridge and Rosebud, just for example. Well, I have to get permission to go visit them. It's called a pass. Usually it's maybe 3 days pass or something like this. I have to, or one of the things when they had me signing my release, I told them, they said, you have to sign this release. And I said, wait a minute, before I sign this, I got to know these answers. Will this take away my religious rights? And they said, no. I said, well, let's take away my First Amendment rights. And they said, no. And I said, well, I have to have a bracelet on and chains and stuff. They said, no. So I said, okay, I'll sign it. And I signed it. Otherwise, I wasn't going to sign it. I was not going to sign it. I'm hardcore. I believe in everything that I've always believed. And if I had to, I would have laid there and died in that cell because we fought hard for this stuff. We fought hard for our religion, our First Amendment. And this is a fact. This isn't something I just made up. We had to fight hard for this stuff. We had to fight hard for our survival. The termination meant we were gone. We didn't exist no more. And we had to fight for that. And this is America. This is what happened to us, natives. And this is what I was fighting against. This is what the American Indian movement was fighting for. And I wasn't going to give up and say, okay, at the last minute so I can come home. But I just said, no. I went through this, and I'm not going to give up now.
Well, you're a true warrior. Now, I want to shift the topic a little bit. The day after your release,
Mhm.
I was up there at the casino, and there was a community meeting gathering for you at the casino. And when I met you, you signed the book because I had the writings from the prison book, and you signed it very graciously. But Leonard, I sensed at the time a real serenity in your presence. You were very serene, and I have met other people, other Native people, and we kind of have this intuitive nature about ourselves. We can kind of feel the essence of who they are. I was feeling this sense of serenity about you. I have felt anger on other people, and I was actually taken back by that and really pleased with that because you were so serene. And even now, let me ask you a question. Are you at peace with yourself?
With myself, I've always been at peace. I have not done anything wrong. I've had judges, I've had prosecutors saying Leonard Peltier did not commit no crimes on that reservation. So I had, and all through my life, I didn't have nothing to be feel guilty of, or was I ever guilty of anything? But the only thing I was guilty of was being a native. And I believe this. I believe that we have a right to defend ourselves, especially when somebody's trying to terminate you as a race of people.
Mhm.
I joined the Marine Corps when I was 16 years old. I took an oath to fight and kill and die and everything else for the American government. Well, why would I not take that oath to fight for my own people? Uh, and I did as a sun dancer. I took those oaths. And we have just as much right as any race on earth to live as a people, as a government, as a nation. And they're again, still to this day, they're trying to take away our rights for the treaties. If they take those away, people, we're gone. That's it. We don't exist no more. That's what the only thing that's proving that we are a sovereign nation of people is our treaties. And we got to stand up for them. We got to come up. I'm not asking and provoking violence. I'm not. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying we have a right to stand up for our rights and our existence. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying we have that right. We're supposed to have that right. And we're no different. We're human beings just like anybody else in this world. And
No, I agree with you because at Native News Online, at the beginning of this year, we adopted our slogan. It's at the top of our masthead on Native News Online. It says "Warrior Journalism,
mhm.
Defending Tribal Sovereignty." And
Yeah,
I told a crowd the other day. I was on a panel at the National Indian Health Board. I said every day we are defending who we are, our tribal sovereignty, and it's just so important. So I really appreciate what you
still
said.
existing. It's still happening to us, and this is what's so I don't know, so upsetting. I guess is a word without using a violent word about it. I mean, why do we got to still be fighting for our rights? 500 years of this, man. Uh, what the hell did we do to deserve this? Is what I want to know. Uh, I can't see any history where we deserve any of this atrocities committed against us. I don't see any. And I've done a lot of reading, bro. I've done a lot of reading and through history and everything, and I can't see any place where we committed any atrocities to be able to deserve what they're trying to do to us. I have not found any. I mean, we defended ourselves numerous times, so we defended ourselves, but uh, to just commit atrocities for no reason whatsoever, that's not us. We never knew that. There's no history of it either. And claim there is, claim we were savages and murderers and or rapists. And that's what they did.
Mhm.
The history shows it.
Now, I know you have done many interviews since you've been home.
You know,
And what is the most important message you want to get out to people to hear about
well,
your
it's
experience?
basically what I was just speaking about. I want the young people, and I'm really surprised at how militant the young people are. And I listen to a lot of them, and I'm going, "Whoa!" that's a little stronger than we were. And it is. And it was, geez, I look at him and go, whoa,
Yeah.
calm down a little bit, you know. But
Yeah, and I think for the large part, our fights are now in the courts, and we don't have
yeah,
people chase us around the Great Plains on horses, the cavalry. But boy,
yeah.
they sure get us. They sure get us with policy and breaking up some of the treaties. And I think the fight is in the courts. So I agree with what you're saying. We've got to keep the fight going.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we are the only people in the United States that are still being denied any constitutional rights. We commit a crime here. We are taken immediately. First of all, we're investigated by the FBI. They're all white folks. Then we're taken to a community of all white folks. The judge is white. The prosecutor's white. The lawyers are white. And the juries are white. Wait a minute. What about the jury of peers constitutional issue? We don't, this 2025, we still don't deserve that. We still don't get that recognized. I mean, what happened to our rights as a people, as a nation? I mean, who said they could just take it away from us? Or we didn't have any? I have never seen any. Well, there were some presidents that were pretty brutal and said a lot of vicious things. We just had another reporter make another story, Ann Coulter, I think her name is, on Fox. She said, the problem is we didn't kill enough of those people.
Mm-hmm.
And she's talking about killing Native people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who the f is she, man? You say that in 2025. Who gave her the right to make a statement? That's like making a hit on us. Oh, it's okay to kill Indians. We didn't kill enough before. We didn't kill enough this time. Really, that's what she's saying. Just look
No,
at
I agree with you. That was really inappropriate and absurd that she'd even make us. But no, I want to swing back to the young people here. The major American Indian movement figures, such as Dennis Banks, Clyde Belcourt, Russell Means, they've all walked on.
Yeah.
You're left.
Yeah.
Along with Billy Mills and the great Billy Mills and Orrin Lyons, who I know both of them, very, very, very outstanding people. But in my estimation, you are one of the most iconic Native Americans living today. So you have the ability to really provide a message to the young people. What would you tell them to keep them on the straight and narrow about fighting for those rights? What's your message to young people? And you've already talked about it, but I'd like you to talk about it a little more.
Well, the first thing we're going to do is, like I said, I'm not advocating violence. I'm not. We should not get out there with violence. But we have a right to defend us. If they defend ourselves. But I recommend that we unify among all the tribes, even the ones down in Central America. A lot of Native people, full-blooded Native people down there, and in Canada. And I think there's a number of us throughout this continent, and we got to unify. We got to become a strong, powerful voting power and strong power that will step out there and say no if you try to commit a genocide against us. I think that has been one of the things I've been telling the people. We got to unify. We cannot win if we keep fighting each other, which they taught us to do. They're the ones that put all that into our heads and split us all up, even among families. And we got to reverse that, and that's what AIM was trying to do back in the 60s and 70s and stuff. And we got to unify, and we got to go out there. If there's an issue out there, then we got to get out in the streets, and we got to say that's illegal, that's not tolerated, whatever. We got to get out there and march in the streets. If we get attacked, and you warriors is out there and defend those people, our women and our children and elders, that I advocate. We have a right to defend ourselves. But I think that's the best thing that we have to concentrate on and continue. We've been teaching this all the time anyway, is to get a good education, continue to learn your culture, learn your language, learn everything, our history, and our religion, everything. You got to learn how to do this, how to be a native, and how to treat other people. We got a very interesting and beautiful culture, really, and to really express that stuff. You walk into my house and you know you're in a native house. It's totally decorated that way, and I wear clothes like this. It indicates that it's native related. Uh, I got all kinds of, like you see behind me, star quilts and other blankets and all kinds of on the walls, all kinds of native stuff. And you walk in here, you know you're in a native home. And that's advocating our culture. That's advocating uh, who we are. And we got to be proud of it. And I advocate stuff like that. I'm telling the young people, this is what you got to do. And if you don't have to do that, if you don't like it, the roads and everything is open. You can live and be whoever you want. But here, among our nations, we should be native people. Nobody's saying that you can't be a white person if you want to be or whatever. Nobody's saying you can't. If that's what you want to be, go. But those of us that stay here and practice our culture and stuff, let's act it. Let's act. Let's put our clothes designers on the map. Let's put any other stuff that they do this pertains to our culture and stuff like this. Let's create them as successful business people and whatever. We can do it. We can do it.
We can do it. Yeah, I appreciate those words. Hey, President Biden commuted your sentence and allowed you to go home. If you had an opportunity to sit down or give him a message, what would you tell President Biden right now?
Well, I did get released. I didn't get completely released. I still got all these restrictions. I can't just get up and say I want to go to Grand Forks or Bismarck or Minot or whatever else. I got to ask permission. So I'm basically still incarcerated, but I am grateful for what he did. I'm grateful to hear what he did, but didn't do it because he was fully wanting to do that. Native people and other cultures around the United States told the Democratic Party that if you don't do this, you don't turn Leonard loose, it's going to be political suicide for the Democratic Party. We are going to move to other parties. We are going to create other parties. And I think he understood that. It was going to be political suicide for the Democrats. And I'm still grateful for what he did. He finally listened to us, and he did. I'm out of prison. I'm sitting here having a cup of coffee, talking to you, and talking to all your audience. Hello. And
on your birthday, no less.
Yeah. We can have some of that cake. But, so I'm grateful for that. And
yeah.
I would like to tell him, I am grateful for that. He could have gave me a full pardon, would have been the proper thing to do, but we decided this was enough, and okay.
Well, we do
I
appreciate
ain't gonna say no. There's stuff. I'm looking at the news. There's a lot of violence going on already. We're on the verge of a freaking revolution here. We're on the verge. I see this.
Yeah, it is scary what's going on.
In the 60s, this is the same thing that happened.
Yeah.
What's going on right now? I mean, it's gonna blow up. It's gonna get more and more. I'm a leftist. and I'm also a socialist. I believe in the old traditional way. Native people had socialist type of governments, where the type I'm believing is that if I got too much or more than I need, it's my duty to share with the people that don't have anything or enough to live on or whatever else. It's my beliefs that I should share with them, and that's what I believe in. And that's a type of socialism. But that's what I believe in. I believe in that. I should give and share whatever my political gains, wealth gains are, and that's what I intend to do. I don't have anything. People are lying already, saying I'm a millionaire, and fucking me. Where'd I get it?
So let me get this straight. They're saying you're a millionaire, so
Yes.
you would be a Turtle Mountain millionaire. So.
Yeah. Really, I couldn't believe it. Those guys were,
Oh,
it's not true. You have $1 million, huh? He said,
yeah.
well, everybody's talking out there. You're a millionaire. I said, shit, I got a couple $100. What the hell are you talking about?
Leonard, I'm a news guy, right? So I thought I heard everything. I didn't hear that one yet, but that's interesting.
Yeah. And then, I had all those paintings, right? And they're starting to become valuable now. So my grandson and him said, we got to get some safes to put them in. So they have a big old sale about keeping the loaded guns in. So they bought a couple for me. And I got one right back here. And those are full of paintings, and both two. And so I tell people when they see them, they look at it, I can see what they're taking. And I tell them, and those are full of gold.
Well, listen, Leonard, happy birthday to you. We've got to go, but I appreciate you coming on, and let's do this again soon, okay?
Anytime you can, just contact Holly, and I'll be glad to do it. I'll be glad to. I'm not. I'll be glad to do it.
Okay, Chimigwich to you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And to our viewers, we've been talking to Leonard Peltier. He is celebrating his first birthday outside of prison after close to 50 years. So we felt it was proper to bring him on and do a special Native Bidaské. So we'll be back next week with another edition of Native Bidaské. Chimigwich. See you next week.
Thank you for joining us. If you value our warrior journalism for Indian country, please consider supporting our work by scanning the QR code or visiting the link below. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on social media, and sign up for our free daily newsletter. Chimigwich.